And while he comes onto the podium, I'd like us to please give him a warm welcome onto the stage. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'd like to greet all the honorable members of the KZN Executive Council, but starting with the Honorable Premier, honorable MECs, government leaders, of various spheres, conference speakers, conference sponsors, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon again. This is Dr. T. I'm from Telkom, and I'm here to try and make sure we close off with a bang, if I can call it that. Before I start, I'd like to play a video. I'm hoping some of you will relate to it.
Last year, Telkom gave millions of people a new way to say hello. This year, expect a little more from us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm happy that everyone was cheering. It just tells me how old you are. It tells me how old you are. Some of us at that stage were still part of Telkom going. If you see that van, I was one time in that van going all the way from Newcastle down to Tunzini, up to Ezingoleni, making sure that everyone is connected in this province. And I stand here today having been transformed. We're now talking global digital transformation, but where it started, it's actually Makaya, in that village, where we decided that we need to make sure everyone is connected. We need to make sure everyone has a better life through digital transformation. So today, a number of speakers have attempted to paint a picture of what digitized future could look like. And for instance, we've had panel discussion in the morning around ideas of how to tackle digital divide in the province. There were also some ideas that came out of the breakaway sessions, which I hope they'll be summarized by Udidiji Ngubane, the speaker who comes after me. And I would like to offer a Telkom view on the central role of infrastructure enabling smart communities and businesses. We have come to a point where we no longer need to talk at a theoretical level in terms of what digital transformation means. We as Telkom stand here, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a lot of experience in connecting homes, businesses, government sites across South Africa. We have more than 180,000 kilometers of fiber infrastructure across South Africa, and it's growing. We've invested billions. I don't want to say which number we are. I know my counterpart said they've invested the biggest. But eventually it's about South Africa and the economy and making sure we impact that Mkulu that wants to connect with Mhlobo wake. And as Telkom, we are committed in transforming not only the distant ambition of achieving connectivity, but we want to now start talking better solutions and practical solutions for those villages at the same time. And we are focused on building inclusive infrastructure, expanding broadband access, delivering smart and future-forward solutions that empower both communities and businesses, but most specifically, government at the same time. Now, in doing this, we've engaged in different programs, and we are here today to invite every stakeholder sitting in this conference to say, let us co-create and collaborate and create solutions that make sense to you. We're not going to prescribe what solutions would make sense to you. We are going to work with you. We've developed a unit within Telkom that talks to innovation. I'm heading that unit. We are talking education technology, health technology, utilities technology, fintech, and other solutions. And we are not going to use abstract knowledge or abstract theory. We want to work with you as stakeholders to create these solutions and to make sure we use scientific methods in achieving a transformed South Africa at the same time. One of the things that have happened is we've won a tender with CETA. Now, CETA as a partner adds to as part of our digital transformation journey at the same time. And we are, if you can look at the screen, you can see we've got 1,600 sites that we need to connect in this particular province. And those sites give birth to not only just the offices, but we are connecting beyond the office. We are connecting, if we connect one school, as my colleague Moss usually says, we're connecting that community at the same time. And we want to deal with the infrastructure conversation very deeply to say, let's deal with infrastructure. So next time we meet with you, we are not engaging at a connectivity level, but we are talking applications that are going to empower you to achieve much better in terms of economical activities at the same time. So ladies and gentlemen, today I want to just reiterate what we've been talking about. Connectivity is the backbone of our economy, and we believe it is also important in terms of everything we do on a daily basis, just like water and electricity is important. And we want to say to you, we have a serious conviction as Telkom to make sure that digital transformation becomes a reality in the country. Digital technologies are transforming the way we live, the way we work, the way we think, when we wake up, how we wake up, and what we do. The next generation jobs, the next generation projects that we are going to embark on will depend on your digital literacy, and your digital literacy will depend on the digital tools that you have access to today, and how globalized you are in terms of thinking digital transformation, and how do you practicalize it on a daily basis. We've seen the old man practicalizing it in connecting with his friend. We now are taking it to AI, we're taking it to blockchain conversations, we're taking it to Internet of Things conversations as well at the same time. The Telkom Group, through our CEO, is part of the G20 task team on digital transformation, which represents some of the today's most influential organizations in technology, telecommunications, and finance. The task force is championing an adoption of digital solutions to create competitive, inclusive, and future-ready economies. It is further advance efforts to achieve universal connectivity and enable everyone to participate in the increasingly digital economy at the same time. Schools are now talking robotics and coding, but we have not developed enough coders, even at a global level, whether be it in fintech or banks, or be it in government, but at the level of a school, we are expecting teachers to teach coding. And that is a plight that Telkom currently, as part of our innovation unit, is trying to make sure we close. We want to train as many unemployed youth and graduates as possible to make sure they can participate in this digital economy. Soon we are going to be launching accelerated skills and academic centers around the country that looks at skills development, looks at academic excellence, make sure we train unemployed youth and unemployed graduates and teachers to formulate a part of the tutor cohort that is going to make sure we close this digital gap, and they play a role. We're talking to the likes of the QCTO. We've partnered with your CSIR and other institutions, and we are now calling upon you to also formulate part of, or form part of that partnership as well. As much as we can talk about digital economy for KZN province, it is important to realize that we are part of the African continent. So the issue of digital economy is also a continental issue. As the Telkom Group, we are currently the chair of the Southern African Telecommunications Association, and through our chairmanship, we are also driving the agenda of digital inclusion in the SADC region. And we want to ensure that connectivity in the SADC region is something that can benefit the citizens of the region. And in advancing creation of smart communities and business, Telkom will continue to support the partnership, collaboration amongst the members of SATA, or the South African Telecoms Association, and the industry, so that we harness, amongst other things, AI potential to solve our regional and global challenges at the same time. AI will drive and accelerate creation of smart communities and businesses. We are now in the era of artificial intelligence. Therefore, it is key to make sure we embrace it. But we need to be very practical. Hence, we are calling on us to start collaborating and co-creating. This new era is marked with digital economy, more connected devices, digital tools, metaverse learning, and others. And it's playing a bigger role in everything we do on a daily basis. You find young kids playing with the metaverse learning ecosystems, which is something we've never seen before. You find teachers wanting to learn how to integrate ICT and tech into pedagogy on a daily basis. And that's what we need to start talking to. Because whether you work for a department, you work for a municipality, you work for a research institution, we want to partner with you and make it practical, that connectivity makes sense at the same time. So in closing, I want to just say, Telkom will also support the development and the implementation of innovative AI applications, and that's why we are here as the innovation team, building skills and standards, and that's why we're working with different education institutions in the country right now to make sure we rectify and digitize all learning tools into different ecosystems, to make sure everyone does not only talk AI, does not only talk metaverse, but they find it in their tablets, in their cell phones, and they are able to be empowered anytime. You talk indigenous knowledge. One of the participants was asking about our indigenous knowledge and how we integrate it. We need to be able to understand what is that indigenous knowledge and how do we preserve it and then integrate it into our ecosystems at the same time. And therefore, we believe that the digital empowerment of our people with the tools and knowledge to thrive in the AI era and beyond will go a long way in creating smart communities and businesses that can compete in the global stage. We will therefore support the nurturing of future wave of innovations, and we are committed as Telkom to make sure that we work with you in making sure we harness technology and we make it practical at the same time. And in closing, as Telkom, we aim to bridge the digital divide, one, by ensuring quality connectivity, digital tools that reach all corners of society. We are working with schools right now. We're working with the Department of Basic Education from national to the provinces, including the TVET colleges and other spheres like your CETs, etc., to make sure this is practical at the same time. From the metropolitan areas to the rural areas. I come from Newcastle, so I'm very much particular in terms of making sure that rural areas are taken care of. It's a personal drive. So the road ahead for KZN's digital economy is bright. That's the commitment we want to make today. The road ahead for South Africa's digital economy looks bright as well, and so does the road ahead for Africa's digital economy, driven by Telkom and working with you at the same time. The government has created enabling environment through policy. We need to be more inclusive in terms of our participation. And as we engage with the global community on the same topic, we will host world leaders here next month during the G20 summit, and we will influence policies. We will influence decisions in supporting this country to digitally transform. And therefore, we must elevate the voices of those who may not always be in the rooms where decisions are made. And we will ensure no one is left behind. And having said that, I want to say thank you very much. Telkom is committed to working with you and making sure we digitize our economy, but we make sure it starts in the village. We make sure that we embrace it. We make sure it's embedded in all our skills development, our education sector, and we are able to influence corporate at the same time. This is Dr. Tando from Telkom Innovation, and we want to say thank you as Telkom Group for giving us your ears today and spending time with us. We're looking forward to engaging with you further and making sure we partner. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mhlobo wam. That was a very, very interesting presentation. And you know, when you talk about innovation, Telkom is a very good example, because from moving from times when we all had phones in the house, you know, you remind me of the days where my sisters had boyfriends, and usuzofonela endlini, right? I think some of us might know this who grew up in the hood, and your sister had a boyfriend, and now the boyfriend wants to call the house so that the sister can come outside. So because you call the house and you don't know who's going to answer the phone, when the boyfriend calls, they'd ask for a male in the house. And then if it's the sister that's answering, they'd be like, oh, okay, no, so-and-so is not around. But if it's the sister that's answering the phone, you know, that was the way we used to date back in the days. Well, not me. I'm talking on behalf of the older sister. Luckily for us, technology found us in the days when there were cell phones, but somehow Telkom has managed to innovate from there. We can find you as well with cell phone networks, and we can also find you with fiber. I do believe you are leaders when it comes to fiber as well. So well done to Telkom on that. Right now, though, we're going to get our closing remarks, and we're going to get them from the Office of the Premier, and coming forward to give us that thank you is Mr. Mpilo Sibia, who is the Chief Director, Provincial ICT. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you, Program Director Mangobese. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, partners, and friends, honorable mayors that are with us, colleagues, as we conclude day 2 of this KZN Digital Transformation Summit, I want to extend sincere appreciation to each and every one of you for your depth, engagement, collaboration, and a shared vision that we have brought to today's discussions. Today has been more than just a series of thematic sessions. It has been a convergence of minds and missions, with all provinces represented, along with national departments, public entities, academia, civil society, and municipalities. This rich tapestry of voices and experiences has elevated our conversations and grounded them in the realities of our community faces. Together, we have explored the key pillars of digital transformation. Before we got a keynote from Dr. Nkuta, you went to the breakaway sessions that were led by our partners for this summit. We had a track that was led by MTN as one of our partners, dealing with infrastructure and connectivity. We have engaged on digital skills and inclusion, facilitated by Microsoft, cybersecurity and ethical leadership with Huawei, public service delivery, perhaps smart public service delivery by Telkom, and sector innovation and digital economic growth led by the other sponsor, Vodacom. These themes are not just discussion points, but they are foundations of digital KwaZulu-Natal and critical enablers of service delivery, economic participation, and societal progress. Before we started on the 14th of this month, we met with provinces in our inter-provincial collaboration forum, where provinces were discussing the same themes that we are discussing here in preparing for this workshop, that showed unity and support that provinces are actually showing the togetherness, collaboration, and also to show that we are one country as South Africa, and we are willing to learn from one another. Importantly, for today, these engagements that we had before, since this morning, will directly inform the development of our provincial digital transformation strategy, starting from now 2025 to 2030, in line or align with the Vision 2030, the National Development Plan, also aligned with the National Digital Transformation Roadmap that was recently launched by the President. Because as KwaZulu-Natal, we are not living in isolation, but understand that we are the province in the country, in the world, so we need to align our processes and we need to learn from what others are actually doing. Your insights, reflections, and lived experiences that are helping to shape a strategy that is homegrown, inclusive, and responsive to the challenges and opportunities for this unique province of KwaZulu-Natal. I was engaging with my colleague from the Northwest, during the tea time. And, we were just sharing the experiences and, trying to actually to shape, this digital transformation agenda, and also sharing what we have done to actually put this summit together. And we agreed that when they also, organize their first summit, KZN will be part of that. And even in terms of, the preparations and guidance, we will also have our own inputs, because we understand that if Northwest is better, if Western Cape is better, we are all better. There are lessons that we are learning from all these provinces. And KwaZulu-Natal cannot work alone. Tonight we are having a gala dinner and awards ceremony in the hall number 3. And that is the reason why we are breaking early, because we want you to go, freshen up, getting ready. You know that ladies will take some time to actually prepare themselves. And when we invited you, we indicated that you also have to attend the gala dinner. Yesterday we have exciting, pitch-ups, or the pitching that were done by the startups here. About 10 of them and we made sure that it is done in front of you, so that when we do the awards, even though we had judges that we actually, assigned to do the work, but you are also the judges. You can actually witness. We did not want to do something parallel to the plenary and then, behind the closed doors, because that was going to deprive these young entrepreneurs as an opportunity to actually, showcase their work and get an opportunity for engagement with the potential, clients amongst yourselves. So that's the reason why we had to do it here. And I must say that tomorrow, in our agenda, our partner Microsoft will also be showcasing the entrepreneurship, program. So we have allocated about an hour to actually, allow them to actually showcase. It's in the program for tomorrow. I know that most people would like to leave early tomorrow. How we have structured the program will make sure that no one will miss the 1:30 flight tomorrow. That is how we have structured our program. No one will miss the 1:30 flight tomorrow. So please come in the morning, join us, and for the gala dinner, I expect all of you to be part of the gala dinner, because we have got, some surprises for you, for all of you, for all our guests. So you are all invited. Thank you, Program Director. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You didn't mention one thing though, Mr. Sbia. Are we allowed to bring our +1s? I'm asking for all of us. No, just one. I tried, guys. I tried. I was thinking of your wives and husbands at home. They're going to complain now. You've been gone the whole day. Why are you sitting at the... But it's okay. You can just ask them to keep calling you and video calling. We've got technology now. I don't know if there's Vodacom apps that can track your husband or wife. Are you developing something like that, Telkom? Think along those lines. Oh, the men are saying no. You see what your husbands are saying in front of people. They don't want you to know their whereabouts. But the wives are also willing. Oh, yes, you can find us. It's okay, my husband must know where I am. You see what the problem in society is? The husbands are always trying to be mysterious. The wives are also willing to know. We are so wifely. Women are the best. Give it up for the women. Yay. As for the husbands, yeah, we'll see you at the dinner. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful audience. So we're going to have lunch now. That's being served on my left. So you can please go and enjoy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.